not in crowded classes, not through social media reels, not with a friend speaking with me in English. No, not at all. Mine was a different path. How I learnt English, because in my village, English was just a voice, just an echo, almost unreachable. It was a period where books were scarce and conversation rare. There was no environment. People are scrolling through screens, but I wrote on the margins of old books. I was the creator, I was the writer, I was the learner, I was the teacher for myself. I made many mistakes. I stumbled upon many difficult valleys, many difficult paths, but I didn't lose heart. The environment was not outside, but I created environment from within. I was the audience, but I was also the, you can say, the speaker, speaking to myself. I used to hold different kinds of soliloquies on different topics. Sometimes I used to speak, used to talk with the cloud that float in the sky. Sometimes I just wept when I made a lot of mistakes while having rain around me, so that no one can judge me, no one can see that I am in the gloomy position. That was the journey, very tough journey, but in fact I nailed that journey. I made the environment, because environment was not there, but there was a strong resolve, a strong resilient nature, determined soul, a passionate being who, despite having all the hurdle, having all the obstacles, was passionate to learn this language. When I used to speak to myself, people consider me as an alien talking to some far off the world. That was the condition, but remember, there was a guiding star for me, my father, who always supported and encouraged me in the web of this learning English language. Then I just found the magical way to speak, to be fluent in English language. I found my grammar book, the foremost 9th grade standard grammar book. The grammar book was an amalgamation of translation, sentences, grammatical mistakes, their correction, different idiomatic expressions, different phrases, storytelling, and short paragraphs, and of course the essays. This was my first grammar book. I just opened the book, minutely observed that if I want to speak English fluently, I have to make a drill. I have to just grasp all this book. I just have to just drink this book. This was my passion. Then I studiously, earnestly, I took that job to be fluent. I translated each and every sentence in that grammar book. That was the secret trick. That if you don't have facilities, resources, whatever is in your hand, just go for that. Don't lament, don't cry for those things which you don't have. They will restrict, they will limit your potential. But if you are just having the potential, if you are just having this visibility or wisdom to utilize all those things which are at your hand, you can certainly survive. First thing, I translated all the sentences. This gave me the feeling, this gave me the motivation, and this strengthened my grammar base. I came to know when we are or when we have to describe daily routine, habits, something which is going on in present state, we have to take support of present indefinite, present simple. After translating the exercises from past simple tense, I came to know that if I had to describe the past incident, the past story, any incident relating to your past, then I have to utilize past indefinite tense, past simple tense. Simply second form I have to utilize. For example, and there are certain limits if some action is going on. For going on, I have to utilize ing form. For perfection, I have to utilize perfect tenses, whether in the form of present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. Now, this era was very much familiar. Now, next point was idiomatic expressions. These were challenging. Why? Because the apparent meaning was quite different from the underlying meaning. So I just crammed all those idiomatic expressions. And whenever I was about to write, about to narrate to myself, I was in the habit of dramatic monologue. If you do not know dramatic monologue, then dramatic monologue is this, that you are having a conversation with yourself. This is dramatic monologue, that you are presenting yourself as a viewer, you are presenting yourself as a speaker. So whenever I was in the habit of, on daily basis, talk to myself, what happened, what were my emotions and feelings, my daily routine, each and everything I used to narrate, whether I was happy, whether I was gloomy, whether I was dejected, whether I was victorious, whether I was having a cup on my hand or whether I was having a scholarship in my hand. Each and everything I used to describe, I used to tell myself simply by the usage of present simple tense. And then I just inducted the idioms which I learnt, and it worked wonders. After that, there was correction part. I came to know that if you want to be accurate, don't utilize first form with past indefinite, because past indefinite is the single अकलौता tense है जिसके साथ second form आती है. With no other tense we utilize second form. So some kind of various rules I devised for myself. For continuity, you have to utilize ing form. Present continuity is RM, ing form. Past continuity was, were, ing form. Future continuity will be, shall be, ing form. For perfect, you have to utilize third form to show perfectness. These were the rules which were devised by me, sincerely, honestly, out of that one single grammar book. This is how I learnt English language. This was how I used to describe, to tell myself in simple words, whatever the routine was. So whatever is in your hand, now the social media is, you can say, filled with all kind of stuff. Be curious, because it is not in the crowded class, it is not in the screens that you can learn English language. It is from within that will motivate you to speak, to learn, to utilize and to move forward and to make progress. If you really like this concept, you have to move forward in this direction. This was my pure journey which I have negotiated here, where there was no internet, there was no social media, everything was not there. English was just like a distant echo, almost unreachable, but I made it reachable. And now my life is totally changed because of English language. I am connecting through the whole world, from every corner of the world. I am reachable, I am educating, I am teaching. So this is the blessed feeling, and this blessed feeling was given to me by this earnest, sincere determination, passion and a will and an instinct never to stop, never to give up, just move forward until your destination just welcome you with flowers, with some garlands, to just say congratulations, you have arrived.